Good morning. This is Carla again. This is my second day recording a Get Ready With Me. I have all three of the new Pat McGrath, don't know why I keep forgetting her name, her three new eyeshadow palettes. Today I'm going to be playing with the all matte palette. So excited about this one. We can use this with some of the motherships too. So this is the Velvet Liaison palette. So as you can see, I have that pretty black dress back there. That's what I'm going to be wearing today. So I've already done my skincare after I get out of the shower. Right now I'm using this toner from First Aid Beauty. Then I use my Bobbi Brown eye cream, and I use my Estee Lauder Day Wear with sunscreen in it. I love the way this smells. It's a cucumbery smell that I just repurchase time and time again. And this is the lip balm I use. It's Rare Beauty, and it looks like one of the lipsticks, and it's called Honest, and it is a clear lip balm. I like the way it tastes. It's not too greasy on my lips. Lip products go over it well. So to start off, I'm going to do a little color correcting for these bags here. Thanks, Daddy, for giving those to me. And I'm going to use my LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is a light peach shade, and it's great for just doing a little color correcting under concealer. So I just take it, warm it up with my fingers, dab it on under here. I have my Angie Hot and Flashy with BK Beauty concealer brush that I use to work this out. The thing I like about this is that it color corrects pretty well, but it's not super thick on the under eyes, so those of us with mature skin and eyelid wrinkles don't have a very hard time with it. Next thing I'm going to use is my Milani eyeshadow primer. I have tried the Urban Decay primer before, and it's fine. I just found this, and it's less expensive. I feel like it does the same job. It just really helps my eyeshadow to stick to my eyeballs, not to crease, and to pop. So for a primer, I'm going to use this NYX Honeydew primer. I love NYX primers. I also enjoy e.l.f. primers. I have a whole bunch that I'll be sharing. It has this little paddle, and you just kind of wipe some on your skin. And I just love to rub it in with my fingers. I feel like it has the perfect consistency. It feels kind of liquidy, almost like a gel. And I feel like not only does it kind of hydrate a little bit, but it acts a little bit as a sticky base for your foundation. And today my foundation is going to be Clarins. It is the Everlasting Foundation. I wrote down my shades in preparation for this. This is the shade Amber. Even though I have light hair and, more fair skin, I tend to, I think because I'm outside exercising a lot, I tend to really go for or need a little bit darker of a foundation because living here in Florida, year round, I pretty much have a little bit of color on my face. And I'm going to use my BK Beauty 101 brush. Love this foundation brush. And this Clarins foundation is one of the more long wearing foundations. And it is a little more, I guess thick is a good word to describe it. It smells really, really good. I love things that smell good. So I'll try to make a mental note to let you guys know about the fragrances of things, because not all people can tolerate scents and smells and things like that. Yesterday I shared my scent of the day with you. Today I'm not wearing a scent. For moisturizer, I'm using the Shea coconut oil. It's 100% organic. It doesn't have a scent because I'm going to be around people that are sensitive to smells, and I don't want to cause anybody to have allergies, and I just don't want to be offensive. So this foundation is pretty full coverage. It feels very thick. Not in a thick makeup-y way, but more in a luxurious way. Hope you can understand that. And I really enjoy it. I've been using that foundation for a while now. My friend Connie actually worked at the clearance counter, and she's the one that color matched me and helped me to choose that particular full coverage. This is my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. As you can see, it's lighter than my foundation. When I first started on this new makeup journey, I wasn't really good at choosing concealer. I was just like, oh, let's just do the lightest concealer that there is because certainly that'll brighten my eyes. Well, that's not necessarily the way to go. So I'm trying to use them up. I'm trying not to waste them. And the good thing is that we have powders and we have all kinds of things that we can use. And those things can kind of help to offset the light color. And then the next time I can pick a correct color. I have like really deep areas here in the corner of my eyes. So I try to really get in there because it's kind of shadowy. Try to get in there and just lighten those areas up. So that was foundation and concealer. So I told you yesterday that I just love my L'Oreal regular powder. Well, I want to continue to kind of mix it up. Today I'm going to use my e.l.f. Halo Glow Loose Powder. And to do that, I like to use a fluffier brush like this. Dab a little in, tap off, and then go in under my eyes with a light layer. And it sets that creamy concealer. And as you can see, it does blur. Even 52-year-old eyes, it does blur a little bit. So add that in there. Next thing I want to do is put a little bit of my clear brow gel on to kind of let that set my brows a little bit before I work on them. This is from Anastasia. We're going to do cream products next. I decided to go with a different cream bronzer today. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I really want to get the luminous shade because I think that would just, from what I've seen, it would just look beautiful. So as soon as I can get around to that, I will do that. So I just take my e.l.f. Duo Complexion brush and just dip in a little bit. And I really like to bronze my forehead. I have a pretty big forehead. And so I like to bronze that anywhere normally the sun would hit your face. You want to bronze. So cheeks, outer part of the cheeks, forehead. And I always just dab a little on my eyelids. I like a real cohesive look. And these little subtle things, they make a big difference in the final effect. So acts a little bit as a contour, but I'm not a big contour person. So I'm gonna skip cream blush for now. Usually that's what I would do next. But I'm gonna use my Patrick Ta, and he recommends that you use the powder first and then the cream. So we'll do that here in a minute. I'm gonna use my NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop press powder. And this is just, let's see here, in the shade Light Medium. Swirl my BK 103 around in there and just set the perimeters of my face. Just like that. I need a mirror now, so I'm going to go into my Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette because I'm going to be doing some more detailed work. Oh yes, here she is. All matte palette, absolutely beautiful colors that she chose. You could really go with kind of two color schemes. These three right here for a cooler look, and then these three for a warmer look. Just beautiful. And yesterday I love that. Yesterday I kind of shined the light on y'all, you know, too much. I forgot that you have to do this when you're looking at the colors. So there you go. So I'm going to do a cooler look today, but first I just need to use this mirror for some other detail work. Looking pretty good. We're going to go into the Makeup by Mario bronzer, and this is light medium as well. Again, love my e.l.f. Duo Complexion brush. A little on the forehead, a little on the sides of the nose, a little here in the hollows of the cheeks. You can see where you kind of naturally have a shadow. Bring it down to the jawline, again, just for some cohesiveness. I always put a little bit here on my ears too, because sometimes I wear my hair up and I just don't want any unnecessary stops and starts. So this is so exciting for me, my Patrick Ta blush. This is Oh She's So Different. Love that name. And here's what it looks like. I love this blush. I love the tone, the undertone. It has this little tab here to protect the cream blush. So Patrick, he says that you should go in with the powder first and then the cream. So that's what I'm going to do, using my mirror now. And I put my blush on a little bit higher. Kind of put it up at the top of my cheek, kind of where my cheekbone is. Work it up, work it a little bit over my nose bridge. I hope I'm not blocking you guys out. I'm so new with this still. That color is spectacular. And again, I just throw a little, just like that, on my eyelids because it just brings your whole face a little bit of cohesiveness. I love that. So I'm going to go into the cream now, actually. And my favorite categories of makeup are foundation, blush, lipstick, eyeshadow. I love all of those products so much. They're just fun for me. So now we have a really nice blush going on. For highlighter today, classic, iconic, Essence Pure Nude. I love this. It's a baked formula. It's very inexpensive, and it just gives a very subtle and, to me, elegant looking highlight. It's not an outer space highlight. It just gives a little hint of something. And I love me a super glowy highlighter. However, some days I really thoroughly enjoy just having just something subtle going on. For lips today, I'm going to use my e.l.f. lip liner. And let me get down to that. It is in the shade Plum Prune. This is a very creamy formula. It is in the shape of a triangle. Don't know how well you can see that. And that kind of threw me off at first, but I found that it's really easy to apply. This is super pigmented. Can't talk while I'm doing this. Sometimes I color in the lines a little bit more. I mix it up and do different things. For lipstick today, Pat McGrath from the Bridgerton collection. This is in the shade Entranced. This was mostly a neutral collection, and I loved it. I enjoy the formula. This matches the e.l.f. perfectly. I think it goes really well with the blush. It's more on the cool tone neutral, and I really like it. Now for the fun stuff, we're going to do our Pat McGrath palette. I'm going to start in my transition first with this cooler kind of mauve-y, beigey, gray color in the transition area. And I take it up pretty high because I have hooded eyes. And as you can see, I have mature lids. So I found that bringing my eyeshadow up further kind of fakes more of a less hooded look. I don't know if that made any sense whatsoever. So this is, for me, a perfect transition shade for my particular skin tone. And I have a friend, her name is Tiffany. She did a little makeup education class one day. And she said there is no such thing as too much blending. On my eyes, I prefer a more blended look. Now I'm going to go in with this middle purpley color right here. And these mattes are just spectacular. I've heard girls say they practically blend themselves, and I think that's how I would have to describe these mattes. Hope you guys can see I'm left-handed, holding a mirror with my right hand. Little depth right there in that corner. So I add some here to the outer part of my eyelid, and then whatever's left on the brush, I take a little lower in my crease and just blend really, really well. I'll take a smaller brush now and go into the darkest color right here. And we're going to put this on the outer lid like that. Really bring some dimension and interest to this look. And we're going to put this on the lower lash line as well. When I have more time, I'll do more fancy looks. I'll add a lighter and then a darker color and so on. But on a day like today, where where I definitely have somewhere to be, I'll just usually take the darkest color and put it in the lower line. So there's the matte look. Of course, as I've mentioned, I have glitter running through my veins. So I'm going to use Jungle Lights from Flower Beauty. I've heard other influencers say that this is just as good as high-end glitters, and I'm going to agree with that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take this purpley shade and put it out here kind of as a little transition from the deeper mauve-ier purple shadow. I love to use glitters with my fingers. I do have the NYX glitter glue for when I have time to do a really perfected look. So I've got that purple shimmer. I will work on my lighting eventually so that you can see better. So now I want a little bit of a golden look next to that. So I'm going to go into the golden shimmer, and I'm going to put that on the center of the lid with my finger and blend it into the purple. I really love the combination of purple and gold together. On the eyes, I just think it's so pretty. It's almost like a sunset on your eyes. And I love to do that look. So we have a medium gold right there. And now I'm going to go into the lightest gold in this palette and put it on the very inside of my lid. And I agree with these girls. This is my first time using this palette. And I agree wholeheartedly with these girls. This is just as good as so many of the higher end shimmers that I've tried over the last year and a half. I don't know how well you can see this, but this really is turning out to be a pretty look. So I'm going to use eyeliner today. I don't always use eyeliner. This is the e.l.f. from the Cookies and Dreams collection, and it's in black. It's a little stiff to work with, so I'm going to get my angled brush and just work my angled brush on this and apply it to my upper lid that way. I like to start here in the outer corner, and I just angle up a little bit. I haven't conquered the wing yet, like the 2016 wing. So I just do a little lift on the outside by pointing the liner up. And then I work it in about halfway and slowly just thin the line out. I think you can see the difference. It's a very subtle difference, but I think that subtle differences sometimes are the best. People will say, wow, she's got some definition, but they don't necessarily know what you've done different. So that's really pretty. I'm happy with that. We're going to do brows now. And I have several different brow products that I use. Today I'm going to use my Benefit Gimme Brow. First I'll use the brow pencil. I love the packaging of this. It's the consistency of this that I think I really truly enjoy. And because I have blonde, almost invisible eyebrows, I feel like this gives me not a painted on eyebrow look. It gives me a really natural appearing eyebrow, but yet it gives me some color. Let's do this side. So with this one, I just kind of fill in as I go. Some of them I draw a bottom line and upper line. With this particular product, I just get real close and I just kind of fill in. I also have the Benefit Give Me Brow gel. And I feel like using this towards the end fluffs them up again. Gives me a little bit of volume. I have brows. Love that. It's the thing I hate doing the most, but the thing that makes a huge difference. I'm going to use my Anastasia mascara today. I don't remember how I feel about this. So I was going through my products last night and I said, I just want to refresh my memory on this. It's kind of like a figure 8 shaped wand. It's wider on the ends, thinner in the middle. I do have decent length lashes. So, one coat. I have several mascaras that I like. Most of them actually are drugstore. There are certain products that I think high-end just does such a great job on. Many products the drugstore has just caught up on and is just doing so good. So I'll do my second coat of mascara and my bottom lashes off camera. I wanted to use my setting spray, which is Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Sometimes people wonder if this makes a huge difference. I have combination skin, oily through here, normal on the perimeters of my face. I feel like setting spray makes a huge difference. I always like to finish off my makeup look by using either a moist or dry sponge. I feel like, first of all, if there's any droplets that are a little bit larger than others, it kind of picks those up. Secondly, any harsh edges that you failed to blend in properly on your face, it really helps with that. So that's today's look. I am going to do my hair. I am going to put on my pretty black dress, and we are going to enjoy our day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow.